Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to another video, this time about sound design. And today I'm going to do a video on how to design a space pad. Not this particular one that I'm playing a demo of, but I will give this one away for free. I will leave the link below so that you can go and download it for yourself. Also, just before I begin, could I please ask if you would consider actually striking a like or making a comment or becoming a subscriber, as any of those three things will really help me build this channel up. Thank you very much, and having said that, let's move on. We're going to be creating it in a synth called Vital, which is one of these synths that I still keep coming back to, even though I've got paid synths as well. I still always come back to this one for some reason. I think it's one of the best, certainly the best for free, without any shred of a doubt. So if you ain't got your copy of Vital yet, just go ahead and get it downloaded. You won't regret it. I will leave the link, of course, for that below. I shall also leave a link to where you can get some more wavetables and sounds for Vital, totally and utterly free, so you can experiment even more with this great synth. It really is one hell of a good synth. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get down to business. The first thing we need to do is just right click on the main window at the top and just say initialize preset, and that will give you your initialized patch. So let's begin at the top here. We're going to begin with an oscillator. So this is the thing that makes our particular sound at the beginning. So we're going to begin with that. There's also a second oscillator, a third oscillator, and also a place where we can bring samples in, or use the ones that come with Vital, obviously. What we're going to do is we're just going to use a basic. I wanted to use what you'd get free when you get it downloaded. So you can go to the basic shapes and click on shapes, basic shapes. And if you see here, as we ride this slider up, we go from sine to triangle to saw to square. So they're all the different types of sounds. They sound obviously different, each one of them, getting harsher as they go up. So these are the basic shapes we're going to work with today. So first of all, I'm going to choose a saw. I'm just tapping on the note A there, because I'm going to work in A minor. So we're just going to up the unison voices to about 3. And then we're going to drop down the unison detune to around about 5. Okay, cool. So that's a good start. Now we're going to right click and say enter value, and I'm just going to put 5 in there. So what we've done is we've slightly detuned it up 5, and then we're going to turn on the second oscillator, and we're going to go back to basic shape, and we're going to choose a triangle this time. We're going to do the same. We're going to up the unison voices to about 3 and drop this unison detune down to about 5. Then we're going to come over here, just turn the volume down for a minute, and we're just going to enter a value of take away 5 in this one, so it detunes it the other way. So they're both slightly detuned from each other, both sounds. Okay, we're well on our way. Okay, so by default the top oscillator has been sent to filter 1 by default, and 2 is sent to filter 2, but we're going to do filter 1 first, which will change the sound of the top oscillator and take some of the harshness down. We'll keep it on 12 dB. As you can see, that now changes the sound altogether. Just pick, I think we'll put that on 24 dB. Just pick the spot you like. Okay, I'm just going to down the resonance a little bit. And now we can come over to the envelope. I'm just going to turn that down because it's now starting to get a little bit loud. That's better. And what we need to do is, first of all, the attack, which I'll put up about 5 seconds. Okay, I'm just zooming in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Then we'll put up the decay a little bit, about the same, 5 seconds. Cool. And the sustain down a teeny bit. And finally we'll get the shape that I always use for this particular kind of thing, pad. So there's a lot of release there, obviously, so you can get that nice tail end to your sound. Okay, let's come back down to the filter again. Filter number 1, which is changing the sound of oscillator number 1 at the moment. So if we move this around while playing, we get that kind of sweep effect. Now you can have as much of that as you like. In a space pad I would have a very small amount. So what we'll do is we'll use an LFO, we'll pick sine, and we'll just drop it down slightly so it doesn't make it too harsh. We'll put this on sync and we'll just put this onto seconds rather than what it was set on, and direct. All you do is just click and drag straight over to that bottom slider, and that will give you your LFO working, but very fast on your first sound. And then if you slowly click and drag it down, it will slow the process down. Cool. And I'm going to knock that down so it doesn't move too far, just slightly, just a hint. You get. It's all about movement, really, and a lot of modulation that makes these lovely sounds to these pads. Okay, another little trick I do like to do here is to go over to stereo and just click and drag that over as well, and then take that down to just a slight amount of movement. And then if we take a random and click and drag. Well, first of all, let's just put that on. Yeah, put this down to seconds. Slow that down too. Okay, let's drag that over into the middle of the stereo. And that will give that slight movement too. Stop that a little bit. You see as I change that sample and hold how much that made that move. So we shall go back to Perlin and just so you can see both of those moving now, but slightly not quite in sync, so it's given it another kind of effect. You don't have to do this, but it's just another little trick I learned from somebody else actually on YouTube. Okay, so now we're getting a nice sound like a space pad. Okay, so the next thing we can do is we can, as you can see, oscillator 1 is filter 1, oscillator 2 is by default sent to filter 2, but we haven't got that on yet. But if we just turn that oscillator off, the first one, by just clicking on the little dot there, we're getting the second sound here. Now there's a couple of tricks you can do if you so wish. You can go up an octave, which is 12 semitones, and together it will sound different. And then you can mess about with the filter on that to see if you like it in any way. Let's give it a bit of a ring to it, basically. Okay, so we can send an LFO to that now, the same as we did the last one. And you can have any shape you like here, triangles or ups or down. I'm going to stick to sine for now, just drop it down slightly. And again, just get it so it's moving as slow as possible. Just turn this to seconds again and slowly drag it down. That's about right. Just that slight hint of modulation. Okay. We also have a third oscillator, which we can actually use to darken the sound to make it a bit deeper, a bit more full. So we're going to make a kind of lower sound here. So we're going to drop down to 12. That's one octave. And straight away you can hear. Let's just take down the level to your taste, really. Now you can have this on filter 1 and 2, or filter 1 on its own, or filter 2 on its own, or just straight to the effects. It's entirely up to you. I'm putting it on filter 1 and 2. And another thing you can do is you can drop down on one of your oscillators to the 7th, which gives it another different sound. Or to a 5th, which again gives you another Sound and feel, we're going to leave it back on 12. Okay. Cool beans. Somebody else says that. Oh yes, I know, the sound test room man. Yeah, if you've never checked sound test out, sound test room, then give it a look on YouTube. He does lots of stuff on music creation with an iPad. So these are a couple of effects I was using on my demo sound. Well, 3 actually. 2 of them, Valhalla Supermassive and Starlight by Chaos Audio, and they're all free. And I'll leave the link for you to get hold of them because they're absolutely superb. And if you want to copy what I've done with those, then you can just pause the video and copy all the dials, etc. We're going to go into effects first though before we use any outside effects on the one we've just created. We're just going to add some chorus. Just adjust this to 8. I'm pretty much going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to drop down the mix a little bit, but you can play about with this as well to get the desired sound that you're looking for. We'll also have a little bit of delay. What should I do with this? We'll go dotted. What else can we do here? Change those both to 1/8 stereo. Yeah. Maybe change one of those to 1/4. There we go. It's just something that you can do messing around to give your sound something unique, or what you think sounds nice with your ears. Okay, we can also have a compressor on. It's made a totally different sound already, which I'll just leave, I think. But you can take the mids, the highs and the lows out with that. Multi-band compressor. Okay, so when I was playing the demo at the very beginning of the video, I was using effects on that one. 3 effects, 1 Valhalla Supermassive, and then another one for a reverb that I created, which you can copy, and also a delay that I didn't create myself, I don't think. I think that one was one of the presets, and then I used a shimmer, all of which are free, and it adds again to the sound of the pad. So if we now go back to voices, what else you can do here is you can bring in a sample. This is one that's already in when you download your Vitals, so we'll just use a little bit of white noise here. And we'll just change the volume a little bit on that one. And also what we'll need to do with this is we need to drop that down, the level down, so it's not so harsh. You can see that it's running through the effects, which then gives it a totally different sound to what it would have originally. Again, we can put an LFO. Let's say try no. Should I saw up? No. Sorry, I can't make up my mind. We'll stay with sine. So we'll do an LFO3 this time, and we'll drag it over to the pan, and we'll get that slowed down. Okay, we'll put it on seconds and slow it down a little bit easier. You can see what's happening then. panning obviously to one speaker, just that one oscillator, and then we can drag it again to the second oscillator, and we can drag the dial around a little bit so it's doing it in a different area. The other speaker, and these are just some of the things that you can do to add to your sound, really. We shall put another one on the third oscillator, and we'll right click on the small dial there and say make bipolar, which will make it go both ways, as you can see. Yeah, so the art is just experiment, have fun with it. It really is a good little synth. All synths are great to play with, they're all different in their own way. This one I've probably got a lot more to learn myself about yet. If we just tap on this little arrow going into a box kind of effect up the top there, we can save our preset. I'm going to save mine as demo pad. We can say it's a pad, we can put in comments if we want. Just say OK, and we've saved that preset now, and that's there to stay. Okay, so as you can see in these wavetables, I've got lots of other wavetables that probably don't come or didn't come with Vital when you first downloaded it. These are all the ones that are free that I will leave links to for you to get if you so wish, and then you can use wavetables other than the basic ones, and that will give you even more of a range of sounds that you can create in your oscillators. So I'm going to go back to my original demo sound now, and as you can see I used some different wavetables in here, and with the different wavetables when they're not basic is that you can start doing other effects as well, so that you can start to squeeze them, stretch them, time skew, all kinds of different things that you can play about with to get some more depth and movement in your sound. So go ahead and go to the links below and download some of these wavetables and sounds. You'll be delighted with some of them. They're absolutely fantastic. And again, you know, there's always plenty of free stuff for Vital out there somewhere. So it really is worth owning. Okay, well that kind of wraps things up. So that's pretty much how that you can make a standard kind of pad sound, space pad sound. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please come back again. I'll really appreciate it. I'm hoping to do some more just like this one, and also including some paid synths as well that I've had through the years. So thanks for watching, and hoping to see you all soon.